presentation, and then there's a group, some group work that you can do pretending you're on an ethics committee. So I usually start off by giving the Oxford English Dictionary definition of ethics, and that's the moral principles governing or influencing conduct. So, in terms of the university guidelines, then there's a guidance and procedures that's available on the intranet, and so there was one issued just over a year ago, and basically for any research involving human subjects, you should have it should be subject to ethics scrutiny. Now, in terms of that, also includes surveys. So if you distribute questionnaires or surveys, before you do that, it should have been approved by an ethics committee. And also, the way the system works at the moment is that any survey or questionnaire that involves asking students should go to what's called CHIRP, which is the Centre for Higher Education and Research Practice. So any other kind of questionnaire or survey should go to the ethics, the faculty ethics committee. Okay, and we'll go on to we'll go on to the considerations that an ethics committee would make a bit later. Okay, so there's the ethics guidance and procedures for undertaking research involving human subjects. And as I said, it involves any research involving human subjects, including questionnaires and surveys. I'll try to put the second document onto Study Space. That was written by my colleague, Professor Chris Cairns, and it's about 10 years old, but it's very good, in which Chris distills some of the main considerations that we have to make on a research ethics committee regarding research applications. Okay. There are a number of documents that are available for different professional bodies. For those people involved in medical research, there's the Declaration of Helsinki, so the first bullet point up there, the World Medical Association Declaration of Helsinki. It's an extremely important document, and it governs the principles for medical research involving human subjects. But there are different documents depending on the particular professional body involved. So, for instance, I put down the Medical Research Council. One is the second one, and the Royal Academy of Engineering. Okay, and I'll try to put these slides on Study Space so you'll have the links. Okay, so in Chris Cairns' document, he very nicely distilled the four main points that we look at when we are assessing the ethics aspects of research. So the first one is potential harm to participants. Obviously, we want to do all we can to avoid any potential harm to any participants taking part in the research. The second aspect is one of informed consent. And there are two aspects with regard to informed consent. One, that all potential participants must be fully informed about the research, so that they must know what's involved and what's expected of them and what will be involved in the research. But the second aspect is that they must have the right to withdraw from the research at any time and without any disadvantage to them. The third aspect is one of confidentiality. So all data must be kept securely, and obviously it's got to comply with the local data protection legislation. And the fourth aspect is one of power dependency relationships. So somebody who is in a junior, if a senior member of an organization asks a more junior member of an organization to take part in some research, the junior member mustn't feel that they have to take part because of their relationship with the senior person. It's this concept of free will. They should be taking part because out of their own free will. They mustn't feel in any way advantaged in taking part in any research study, or disadvantaged by not taking part in the study. So these are very nicely explained in that document by Chris, so I'll try and put that up on Study Space. Okay, so those are the main points I wanted to get across now. And what I'd like you to do is I've got printouts of this scenario, and I'd like you to get together in groups, say of about 4 or 5 people, because when a research application is considered by an ethics committee, you tend to have several people on the committee, because we all have different backgrounds, we all have different views about aspects of research. So it's important that you discuss the points amongst yourselves. So I'll come around and distribute these copies, and then if you consider the case, in with respect to these 4 aspects. Whoops. What I did. Okay.
Yeah, it's quite amusing, really, isn't it? It is. You can imagine trying to get people in early morning coming out of the train station. That's it. How many people do you think will get 3?
There's no potential time to participate, but definitely the person giving out.
That's what I was thinking as well, you know? I wouldn't fancy this.